All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach and somebody who's dedicated to going further, faster, with less effort. I want to say good morning, millionaire. Good time to shout out yourself. Big up yourself, man. Let them know you in the house. You know, what kind of business do you have? How do you help the world? You know what I mean? This is like free advertising and promotion right now. Just shout yourself out in the comments. And then our reward for you being here on time is we just gonna throw you on the screen. You know what I mean? Show yourself love. Tomorrow's free coaching Friday, but today we just want to hear what kind of business you got. And how has your week been so far? Let me see it in one word. Good morning, millionaires. Let them know we in the house, y'all. Let them know we in the house. Oh my goodness. How'd everybody sleep last night? Allie, good morning, Queen. Hope you're feeling good this morning. All right, we got entrepreneurship checking in. Diamond, good morning, Diamond. How you doing? Okay, April in this thing. What's up, April? Mr. Jamal Flono is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Michelle? Good morning, Michelle. Let them know where you from, where we checking in from. All my YouTube folks, if you're watching the replay, make sure you give them a replay, gang. Sometimes y'all be like, replay. I said replay, gang. Gang. No, I'm just playing. But we do want to show you love if you're watching the replay. That's a big part of this thing, man. You sharing these videos with somebody who's in business as well and never went to business school or never had a business school that taught them the stuff they actually needed. Because tell me if I'm wrong, but business school ain't teach us this stuff, right? I know I ain't the only one that noticed that business school be tripping. We're going to go ahead and share this thing a couple places. I'm about to call in on this live line, let them know we in the house. Appreciate the love. But let them know we in the house, y'all. And then please introduce any business owners that you got checking in, because we want to know they here. That helps us tailor what we talking about to them. You know what I mean? All right. Y'all ain't here for my DJing. Get this party started.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time, because we're going to bring the millionaire.
Please enter your... Thank you. Please announce yourself.
Hope everybody's well.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Al Terry. That's exactly what schools did. And if we're honest with ourselves, there's once a time when keep a bunch of quarters in your pocket. That was good advice. You know, maybe your parents would tell you that. That way you always have some change on you if you need to make a phone call. But that advice is outdated. Why? Because we got cell phones. Same thing with go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and get some benefits. You know, they done introduced something called a 30-hour work week. Y'all familiar with this? They started putting certain people on a 30-hour work week just to avoid giving them benefits. Oh man, listen, it's a crazy world out here, and the whole environment is trying to push you to be an entrepreneur. How many of us know some people that drive Uber? How many of us know some people that sell something on Amazon or on Etsy? Okay, it's just a world that is pushing you. It's almost like our era is going back to the days of the farmer, when everybody had something to barter. I was growing some beans, you was growing some nuts or some greens, and then I would trade my beans for your greens, right? I mean, you got something of value I need. I got something of value you need. But let me tell you what everybody needs, y'all. Integrity. Let me tell you something, man. You ask any company what their core values are. You ask any company out here what makes them excited to work with somebody new. What makes them excited to form a new strategic alliance? What makes them excited to take it to a level where they feel good about sharing resources with this person or hiring this person or promoting this person? And every single time, y'all, they say the same thing. They say integrity. But if integrity is so important to so many people who are so important to our futures and our ability to change our lives, how come we discuss it so infrequently? Millionaires, this morning, I'm going to give you a bunch of little quick things. This ain't nothing deep. This ain't nothing where you're going to be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? But what I'm going to do is remind you of some really cool things that I have a feeling might, tell them, Diamond, that might be able to help you out. My man Mark Bates checking in. What's up, Mark? Good to see you, brother. Zave. What's up, Zave? All right, so we're going to get this party started. We've seen mad examples. Crystal checking in, E1 on Clubhouse. My man Mario in the house. Toria up in here. We've seen so many examples lately of people and their integrity. You know, depending on who you talk to, it was a big example in the White House. But even before that, I mean, and there may still be a big example in the White House, but that's a whole different training. But, you know, we've all familiar with Bernie Madoff. They talk about how Bernie Madoff could have made billions of dollars legitimately just because the dude was good at what he did. Literally, he decided to steal from people instead with one of the world's largest Ponzi schemes, one of history's largest Ponzi schemes. You guys know what a Ponzi scheme is. It's when you take money from the people that just joined and give it to the people at the top and tell them their investments are doing really well, but then no products or services changing hands. It's a Ponzi scheme. What about Michael Milken, right? We know that he was doing junk bonds. If you don't know, Google the name, Michael Milken. Huge integrity breach, changed the world. A-Rod, you know what I mean? Though it doesn't seem to be affecting his social life. He definitely was dishonored for the fact that it came out he was using all these performance-enhancing drugs. But what does a person acting with integrity look like, right? We can always find examples of people messing up with their integrity, but what does it look like when somebody's on point? You know, isn't it interesting that it's kind of harder to find examples of people who have integrity? Man, I really rock with my business partner because I recognize him as being a really rare person. It's not a lot of people who get rich as early as he did, and their first move is to, you know, get custody, get married, find a wife, get married. I mean, but that's just, I could tell you example after example where I've seen his integrity on display, and it just makes me really proud to work with him. What about you, millionaires? What if you adopted his attitude like do what's right and let the consequences follow? You know, one of my homies, he was talking about how the CFO of their company got basically accused by the regulators of doing a bunch of impropriety, a bunch of basically unethical, immoral crap. And he was completely falsely accused. Now they're spending the shareholder money to protect this dude. The regulators are bearing down. It's intensity. It's rough, right? But what do? They fight for him. What did that do? That showed a commitment, that showed the organization, that showed the entire company, especially when the regulators ended up dropping a case because they were right. It showed the whole company that they believe in organizational integrity. As an organization, what I'm saying is you can create a culture that begins to demand higher standards, right? Integrity matters here. What are you doing to show the people around you that you have integrity? Trust, y'all, is always going to be made up of two components, your capacity and your credibility. Do we believe you are competent? I mean, can you do what you're saying you're going to do? And then are you even going to try? Do you have can we trust your credit, what you say you mean? That's always the two parts of trust. And as an entrepreneur, I think it's important that we look at that. So if you're ready for the first one, give me a number one and a share. Let's get into it, y'all. I'm going to give them to you real quick. I just want you to kind of score yourself. You know how we do it. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for constant and never-ending improvement, then what I want to ask you to do is rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 in these different categories. 5 means you are top of the pops, you top shelf, you're premium, right? You're millionaire minded. 1 is like, oh my God, it's as bad as it can get. I need to help this category out. And if that's you, I don't want you to feel bad, because here's the thing, y'all. When you find opportunities for improvement, that's a good thing. What's horrible is to have opportunities for improvement and not even see it. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. Here's number 1, y'all. Fulfill your promises. Fulfill your promises. Fulfill your promises. Man, your word is your bond. How good are you at making sure that when you tell your staff, when you tell your homie, when you tell your investors, everybody, when you tell them you're going to do something, you do it, right? How good are you at apologizing when you don't? Or do you just normalize it? Like, I know I said I was going to call at this time. I know I said I was going to be there at this time. I know I said we were going to do this at this time. No harm, no foul. I'm just going to not mention it. I'm just going to not mention it. Huh? Where we at with it? Where we at with it, right? Yeah, absolutely. Where we at with it? Scale of 1 to 5. Where are you on keeping your promises? Your word being your bond. Where are you with fulfilling your promises? How hard do you go, even when it's hella uncomfortable, just because you said you were going to do this thing? You said you were going to do it. So you're fulfilling that promise. Where are you, scale of 1 to 5? Okay, that's a good place to be. TJD Financial is going to get themselves a high integrity. That's important. I'm going to give you a couple of questions to ask yourself so that you can kind of judge. Okay, we got a lot of 4s. We got a lot of 4s. I love it. I love it. All right. Okay. Okay, then. All right. So check it out. Here's number 2 then. Keeping appointments. How good are you at keeping appointments, right? I'm talking about the dentist. I'm talking about your prospects. How good are you at keeping appointments? I'm talking about that opportunity meeting where you were supposed to show up and support your team, right? I'm talking about that trade show where you're supposed to show up and support the company. How good are you at keeping appointments and keeping your appointment time? How timely are you? Hey, me, Young Coco, my man Mark, a bunch of us, we just now decided that we're going to do Allie. Allie was there. We just now decided that what we're going to do is start naming everything 5 minutes ahead of time. So kind of like how in the mornings, if it starts at 7:30, we say it's starting at 7:25. That's how we're going to start handling life in general, right? That way we're always early. We're going to start moving up millionaire time. The whole thing is, we know we get there early. Everybody else is the ones that's off balance. You ever shown up early? You got papers flying out your briefcase, your purse flying in the wind. You don't feel powerful. You don't feel powerful. But when you get there early, you're just sitting there with your legs crossed, slightly amused as they run in the building, looking all frazzled and poor. We're going to start changing that self-image, right? Where are you right now on keeping time? Where are you on making sure that you are early when you're supposed to be somewhere, right? Somebody say, when we're late, we look poor. Can somebody give me that in the comments? When we're late, we look poor. Because some of us, let me tell you what we think. We think when we're late, we look fly. Somebody told us we making an entrance. Right? Straight up, Chanel. Somebody told us what we doing is this somehow fly to be late. We making an appearance. We making an entrance, right? Oh, the meeting ain't important unless it can start without me. Let me tell you what you can do when you get there early. You can start preparing for your next meeting. You can start planning out the rest of the day. You can make sure you're staying sharp, and it's staying sharp is a habit with you. There's a lot you can do with that extra time. And I'm talking to myself. Boy, my big sis, no. If there's one thing I can do, I can miss the airplane. That's right. Somebody talk to me. When we're late, we look poor. That's exactly right. When we're late, we look poor. Y'all know I ain't lying. Say it, man. Say it. Embrace it. That ain't it, Allie. That ain't Allie. That ain't it, Allie. Okay. All right, let's get it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Number three. If you come on, Mr. Terry. Al Terry with the Jewel. If you early, you on time. I know y'all feeling me on Clubhouse. I know y'all feeling me. We're gonna discuss this today. All right, check it out. Here's a third way to strengthen your integrity. Before you make a commitment, what if you stopped and reflected on whether you're 100% sure you can deliver? How good are you at stopping and reflecting before you agree? Give yourself a score, 1 to 5. Give yourself a score 1 to 5. How good are you at stopping and reflecting on whether you can actually keep this commitment before you make it, right? You have to be unemotional. You have to be dispassionate. You can't involve sentiment. You know, in the Kaizen Academy, we say sometimes you got to go slow to go fast, man. Sometimes you end up slowing up your ability to help everybody you're trying to help because you're trying to help everybody you're trying to help. What you got to do is say no to more people so you can hurry up and say yes to them. You got to say no to more opportunities so you can hurry up and focus, get to where you need to be, and then you can say yes to all kinds of things because now you can afford a team. Now you can afford to pay, you know, the best in class for the different areas that you want to see a certain quality in. But first, you got to start saying no to more things, right? I love it. Yeah, appreciate that, Mark. That's that people pleaser vibe. You ain't lying. And so that leads us to number 4. If you want to strengthen your integrity, this is going to surprise a lot of people. If you're ready for the next one, and give yourself a ranking on reflection, and then give us a share. Give yourself a ranking on reflection, and then share this with an entrepreneur, right? Here's number 4. This is going to surprise you, but this is a big boost to your integrity. Learn how to say no. Get comfortable, y'all, saying no. We're going to do a training real soon on all these different ways that we put together for you to say no so that you're able to say no without it feeling awkward, you know. Stuff like use me as a last resort, right? Sometimes you need to tell them, you ain't trying to tell them no, but like, listen, my plate is super full right now. I got so much, I got so many plates spinning. Come back to me as a last resort. Try your best to knock this out and then come back to me. That's it. Yeah, you got to learn how to say no. Where are you on that? How good are you as an entrepreneur at that? Here's number 5. We talked about staying calm before. I think last week we did a training on these 10 ways entrepreneurs can stay calm in these high pressure situations. I want you to ask yourself this morning, how do you react in knee-jerk situations? If you want to keep your integrity, I suggest you examine how you react in intense situations. Because notice that's the word. How do you react? What have you normalized as a way that you normally kick it with people during these types of situations? And also you may want to examine how you make longer term commitments. But in knee-jerk situations, like, I'm just curious, like, how do you respond? This can help you become more self-aware. Long-term stuff too, like completing projects, attending events. But how are you when it's something that instantly needs your essence that is you? How do you react? Now, when you're given time, I know you can double back and respond differently. But what I'm asking you now is how you react. When the team needs you, is your response to kind of cower and shrink back, or do you step up into it with your chest? If you think about this kind of stuff, it allows you to grow more aware and grow more wise, and therefore grow more wealthy. See, all we're doing right now is giving ourselves opportunities to improve. We're giving ourselves different metrics, different key performance indicators that show us where we at with things. When you join the Kaizen Academy, you see this wheel of life. I just now threw in the top corner. Look in the top corner and you'll see this wheel of life, right? Some of you recognize that because it has all these different sections for You know, what is your contribution goal? What is your physical goal? What is your financial goal? I mean, it goes on and on and on, because we want to give you different metrics to observe your life. If you want the wheel of life, just reach out and I'll send you one. But how you react in these situations where the pressure's on, it tells you a lot about who you really are. A lot of times you don't have time to put on your mask. So this is a good place to see where your integrity is at. Give yourself a ranking this morning. Where are you with your reactions when it's a intense situation? How proud of you? How proud of you? Okay, Angie, like, yo, I love the pressure. Here's number 6, though. Here's number 6, right? Here's number 6. Here's number 6. What's up, Mimi? Checking in on YouTube. I love it. All my YouTube millionaires have a special place in our heart around here, because we try and get this YouTube thing cracking. But you only know that because of number 6. I'm trying to polish my communication skills. Where are you with your communication skills, y'all? Sometimes you didn't even break a promise, y'all. Let me tell you what you did. You weren't clear about what you were and were not going to do. Even when you sent that email, you didn't reread it, right? You didn't reread that report before you sent it in. You didn't plan what you were going to say before that meeting. And sometimes that's cool, because it's what's needed is your passion and your off the cuff remarks. But fuzzy communication leads to broken promises. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, right? All I'm saying is that when you're not clear, all I'm saying is clarity is power. Let's not talk about what it's not. Let's talk about what it is. Clarity is power. Sometimes you need to ask somebody to proofread something before you send it out, right? Sometimes you need somebody to point out ambiguities. Sometimes some of my fam, you know, they'll reach out to me and be like, hey, this right here kind of sounded like a contradiction with this right here. And I'm like, man, what can I do to strengthen and polish my communication skills? What can I do to make the nuances a little bit more apparent so that it doesn't seem like a clash? There's always going to be a yin and a yang. What can I do to make it clear, right? So that people walk away understanding where I was with everything, what I was trying to give them. Well, see, that's a habit. And that leads us to number 7. We running low on time, baby. We got to get to these affirmations. But reason I love the fact that you're here this morning is number 7, y'all. If you want to strengthen your integrity, what if you decided to consider some of the habits and the skills you need to develop to enhance your integrity, right? Skills build self-esteem. Can somebody give me that in the comments? Skills build self-esteem. And the more self-esteem you have, I'm going to tell you something, the more integrity you can produce, the higher a standard you can hold yourself to, because you have a bigger sense of self-love, right? Genuine self-love that came from character building activity where you went and failed forward fast. You just feel good about yourself. You love the fact you've been through so much for so long that you're now qualified to do anything with nothing, right? You've been through so much for so long with so little, you're now qualified to do anything with nothing. What I want you to do right now is consider some of your opportunities for improvement, though. Ben Franklin famously did this exercise where every year he would write down, and you could Google this. Maybe we'll send it out in the newsletter. If you haven't joined our newsletter yet, today's newsletter day, make sure you join wearemillionaireminded.com. That's something cool for me to throw on the screen. This would be good if you join wearemillionaireminded.com. Wearemillionaireminded.com. You'll get the newsletter and whatnot. Maybe I'll send this out through the newsletter. But Ben Franklin famously had this exercise where he would go through all of these different pieces of his character, because every year he wanted to strengthen his morality. He wanted to go through his different values and see what he could do to make them stronger. What can you do to do the same, right? What are certain actions that you can develop? Like maybe you always sugarcoat stuff when you're communicating, or maybe you always speak really impulsively. Maybe you always say whatever's on your mind. Maybe you can't never find no peace because you're always giving away your peace. You can't find peace of mind because you're always giving somebody a piece of your mind, right? Oh, maybe you're too blunt and insensitive when you're talking about issues like, you know, sexuality or politics or racism or religion. Maybe you're just an insensitive jerk And it's time for you to kind of, and I'm gonna give you a bonus one, y'all. Another thing that we have to do as entrepreneurs is make sure that we avoid people who lack integrity. We got to hold ourselves to a higher standard, because we're not going to put it on the character of the person, but we are going to hold them accountable to point out mistakes. We're not going to say you don't have integrity, but we are going to say that didn't show integrity, or, hey, I think we're better than this. Hey, I think we're bigger than this. But listen, sometimes you don't have a relationship with them to establish that kind of standard. So what can you do? You got to avoid them, y'all. Either change your friends or change your friends. You can't do business with them, especially because their stuff will rub off on you. Is that making sense? All right, y'all, it's affirmation time. I'm going to leave you with this. This is a quick 6 questions. Can somebody type these in the comments for me? These are really good if you want to ask yourself and judge yourself on whether you have integrity. All right, here are 6 questions to ask yourself. Somebody throw these in the comments for me, and I'll throw them on the Summer Jam screen. All right, here's the first one. Right? First one. Am I willing to say what I'm thinking? 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 Check it out. That's a question that'll show you whether you have integrity. Here's another one. Am I willing to risk being wrong? That shows whether you have integrity. You may want to write that down. You may want to think about that one. Here's the third one. Do I want my child or somebody else I love to do that? Right? Whatever my answer was, do I want my child or my loved one to do that? Right? If not, then why am I doing it? That's number 3. Do I want the people I love who give me the gift of influence over their lives? Okay. Do I want them to do that? If not, well, why am I doing it? That's question number 3. Here's question number 4, y'all, to test your own integrity. Does this conduct make me a better person? Does this conduct make me better? Interesting. Does this conduct make me better? Right? Does this conduct make me better? Here's a 4th one. Am I leading by example? We know nobody says monkey talk, monkey listen, baby. Right? We know nobody says monkey talk, monkey listen. Here's the next one. Here's the last one. Am I taking 100% ownership of my life? Am I taking 100% responsibility? Am I taking extreme ownership, even when it ain't my fault? Do I embrace the fact that it's my responsibility? Yeah. I love it, millionaires. I love it. Am I taking 100% responsibility? All right, that's what I had for you. This morning. Hope this was good. Was this good? We get something out of this? Because guess what? It's affirmation time, baby. Repeat after me. Like, say it like you mean it, though. Take your cool off. You got to say it like you mean it. That's important. You know, emotion is energy in motion. You know what I mean? If you want to, I'm saying the same exact affirmations that I used to say when I was sleeping in my car. And I was like, I ain't having it, man. And I'm telling you, your ability to have gratitude, even when all hell is breaking loose, is the same exact superpower that bends reality to your will. I don't want to get too deep, but I want you to understand that if you can imagine it being real, if you can smell it, if you can touch it, if you can taste it, it already exists in some dimension. Now, we're going to start manifesting it in different ways with our action, but I need you to understand it already exists. You get to feel good right now. That's what we're doing with these affirmations. So I know some of y'all think I'm weird and whatnot, but I don't care, because in a world where it's normal to be broke, in a world where it's normal to be obese, in a world where it's normal to be miserable, in a world where it's normal to be divorced and have all these horrible relationships, I'd rather be a little bit weird. All right. So repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it. I am so happy.